Welcome to game 2 of my match against Dornado. I won the first one, so looking to win another. Uh, wow, there is stuff going on here. I think you can do big ol' menagerie stack, Spice Merchant, Sentinel for thinning. We've got the Odysseys again. Voyage could be useful. Uh, but I don't really want an old map right away. I think I'm going to open Carpenter Sentinel and just load up the actions. Discarding stuff is going to be difficult if we're using Menagerie Draw, is the one issue we'll have. So kind of have to figure out how we transition to greening, but maybe we've just got all Carpenters and Couriers. We just have a huge stack of stuff, and we start horsing the Menageries near the end. We can also do pile control with horse, where Carpenter becomes non-terminal and then terminal again. So I think Carpenter Sentinel is pretty clear to me here. Maybe I pick up a Spice Merchant. Old map. Oh, old map lets us discard. Okay, so old map's gonna be. Okay, fine. I'll top deck my Sentinel. You talked me into it. Deck. Order of Astrologers. Yeah, is Order of Astrologers worth getting one student? Maybe. I think old map is just going to be better though. So next turn I gain a 4 and a 3, so I'm going to gain like a courier and a scheme, I think, next turn. An old map lets us discard. Old map lets us discard actions that we can play in case the courier is non-terminal. I think I might actually get a courier and no, I think I want to get a scheme just so I can top deck something good. No, I think old map is too important trying to win that split. I can't even gain and play here with courier. Like courier, gain and play old map, which I can then play, discard. I think I'm going to rotate away from that as they have the second Carpenter. Okay, with 4, I can get my own second Carpenter, another Courier, a Menagerie. Those are my reasonable choices here. Spice Merchant. Wow, a lot of reasonable choices. I think I'm going to get the... I think I'm going to get a second Carpenter. The old map stuff lets me align the Sentinels quite nicely. It lets me draw with Menagerie even once I start greening. I imagine the courier pile will empty. Not 100% sure. We do need to pick up like a pawn at some point. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm just never... Okay, Carpenter grabs us a Menagerie, I guess. Menagerie seems like a good card. And a Sunken Treasure. We did miss a trash that shuffle. They didn't top deck their Sentinel. Seems like a mistake. Turn 3? Seems like a big mistake. The Sentinel top decking turn 3 is really important because it speeds up all of your subsequent shuffles. Let's rotate away from that. So this is a little bit of a sad turn. I mean, we're gaining 4 actions. So I cannot complain too much. Plus buy is pawn or Spice Merchant. And I think I still have quite a few coppers. I'll get a squire. It's also a village. I can look to horse the Sentinel now. Okay, I still have... That was my last estate. Okay. I don't really want a Distant Shore, I think. I think the best card for my deck is another Menagerie. Hopefully the bottom card of my shuffle is not a copper. I don't think it is. I can can also courier play here. I can courier play whatever I want here. It was an old map. Yeah, I can courier play. Ooh, a treasure, a sunken treasure. That seems fun. To gain like another carpenter. Ooh, crap. Okay, that was a mistake. I forgot that courier's terminal in that situation. I could have undid that and had a much bigger turn, but I don't feel like that's in the spirit of, like, it wasn't a no info undo. It was just I didn't remember how the card worked. And I feel like I'm pretty far ahead at this point, so I'm not costing myself the game, but we'll see. I do only have the one source of plus buy with Squire. I think the menageries will run, actually. We're like dangerously close to 3-pile territory already. Maybe I will rotate back around to the distant shores, or maybe I will use Sunken Treasure to gain a distant shore this turn. Just get a little bit of VP in my deck. And maybe even think about buying a province soon, although I feel like the turn you pile out, you can start courier gaining things. They just haven't trashed enough. They're lacking deck control, although now they're playing student stuff. That gives them some control over the sorcerer pile, for sure. Anything good in the trash? No. This turn I'll probably fling back my my sentinel. Okay. Nice. Play the scheme. Alright, so I can also trash 2 coppers. But I think if I carpenter gain this, courier play Spice Merchant, trash for cards actions. That seems pretty nice. He will not rotate. Not rotate. Okay, so carpenter can gain whatever, and I'm going to draw it. So let's grab ourselves another carpenter. Draws. Actions. Okay, do I just get more carpenters? I think I want to get some more menageries to be able to draw next turn. Seems reasonable. They gained a conjurer. Yeah, it's kind of nice to have a conjurer, but I think top decking with one scheme should be fine. So we've got 6. I'm going to gain a distant shore and buy something. Buy another menagerie, even. Okay, well, I can draw that. And I can gain even another menagerie. Gain ourselves a distant shore. And yeah, I mean, I think I'm piling next turn. What's the third pile? Yeah, I guess I'm not piling next turn. I'm gaining a bunch of stuff and like double provincing next turn, I guess, is the plan. Sorcerer seems useless. Just menagerie seems the best. I just want to be able to draw. I mean, and then you start with these fun cards, but it's okay. I can also horse some menageries and say, hey, I don't need them this turn. I'm going to double province anyways, and I'll gain them back next turn. I'm not actually trying to end the game. I could also like double distant shores, or triple distant shore, which gives me 8 VP, and then I'm also threatening to run down. Well, that pile's not going to be low enough. Yeah, I mean, I guess if they empty the carpenters here, it gets real interesting. And maybe I should plan on ending my turn with the carpenter pile empty, given that they don't have sufficient villages. Okay, well, yeah. So the thing I mentioned where carpenter's non-terminal, but it is now terminal, so hooray. Can I win? Is there a third pile I can empty? I can gain carpenter, and then I can gain a bunch of couriers here. I can gain like 4 carpenters. I just only have like 5, 6, 7 non-carpenter gains. So I just don't think that's going to be super feasible here. So I'll just gain a courier. And I can draw. And then I can gain another courier, I guess. We'll get like a scheme and then do courier, scheme. Play the scheme. I don't want to rotate those. Carpenter, gain me another squire, perhaps, for the buy, or maybe a pawn. Draw. Probably I'm just going to throw back the sentinel now. We will not rotate. I kind of need to figure out what I'm doing with the rest of this turn, because I'm very, very much lowering the piles. Play this for actions. Grab another courier, I suppose. I say I very, very much need to figure out what I'm doing, and then I just am kind of clicking cards, which is not really the right way to play it, but that draws. Okay, so Carpenter can gain like a silver. Do I need a silver? Carpenter can gain a courier. And then like courier plays courier. And then we play this for coin buy. We'll grab ourselves another distant shores and a province and hope that that's enough. And then next turn, if they can't empty, we'll top deck a menagerie and a courier, I think. Maybe a menagerie and an old map. Old map's a good card to have on top. Yeah, I didn't end up emptying the piles that I said I would empty, but I think getting 8 gains and 9 VP is too much. I think they've got Conjurer, a couple of Carpenters. The board texture here, I think, was one where you just get Carpenters early, and they kind of started doing this and slammed them in. I think they should have top decked the Sentinel. And, I mean, I hit 3 both turns, so I had to buy old maps. They hit 4 and bought a second Carpenter, which seems reasonable. But yeah, then they drew their Sentinel with other estates, which was an unlucky shuffle for sure. But if they top deck their Sentinel, then they get the trash estates, and if you top deck Sentinel and 3 estates, then you know you're hitting 4 and 4. Maybe they just had a bad shuffle there, and are far behind the second player at that point. I think they still should have top decked the Sentinel, but you can't. You know, the way it worked out is if they'd had a couple of extra estates. Now, do they realize that they Carpenters are now terminals? I guess they do. But yeah, as I said, I can just throw back some menageries. Carpenter gain Carpenters. I can get all the piles down to 1, basically, and the last Carpenter gains 1 of the 3 piles. Is how that would work. I have enough. I have overdraw, I think, with the distant shores. So, like, I return 1 menagerie, then I Carpenter gain 2 Carpenters. Carpenters gain couriers. I should be able to hit 8 with pawn for coin buy. And I think I have enough gains to end it then. 2, 3, 4. I have 5 Carpenters, so 3 Carpenters. Again, 3 Carpenters. I should have plenty of juice for that, I think. We'll go ahead and play that. Oh, I need to return one of the menageries coming up here. Okay, well, we'll play the distant shores then, I guess. Still have not found a menagerie to return. Okay. So, Carpenter gains Carpenter. Carpenter gains Carpenter. We gained 3 couriers. And that should be enough. Should be enough. Oh, Distant Shore is another gain even. So I can play Courier, Carpenter. Carpenter, Courier. Courier, Carpenter, Courier. Carpenter gains Courier. Carpenter gains Carpenter. We can draw. Draw again. Actions. Yeah, this is going to be it. Trash that into that, and trash that into that, and that was another interesting one. Just kind of throw actions at the kingdom and then figure it out. Caps lock's on. So yeah, good games, Dornado. I think that game they had bad bad shuffles with the Sentinel. They could have top decked the Sentinel, but seeing the Sentinel with all those estates was really rough. And I think I hit my price points of 3 and was able to get 3 old maps. Maybe they should have gotten their second old map over the first old map over second Carpenter, but I was first player, and it all just kind of worked out both games. So I'll be moving on to the second place finishers bracket for this tournament.